Okay, here we go. This is so fun. And I mean, what a fun month to actually do this Zoom in. I think that the company has gone over and above to start this month out with this double incentive. I actually personally have never seen them do this for silvers, and for how fun silver is, and how I shouldn't say easy because it does take work, but how doable getting to silver is. I just think it's the perfect um, the perfect incentive for July, thinking of leaders retreat, some of those credits going towards that. So we wanted to be able to just give you some of our tips. The ones that are sharing tonight have all hit silver and gold. So they're either gold or above. So we have our own tips that we've learned that we want to pass along to you. Obviously, there's a lot of the silver summer blitz that are going on that you're getting a lot of information from, but sometimes the personal, the faces that you are seeing every day, the messages that you're hearing from every day, to hear some of our tips is what we thought we would do tonight. And then maybe make this kind of a regular practice. It's just to do a team Zoom and talk about things. So we did do kind of an outline that we're going to go through. And let me just check here really quickly because I know I had should have written it down. Okay, yeah, I had Amy going first, and I'll let her introduce herself and let you know what she's going to be talking about. And like I said, at the end, we'll open it up for some questions. So if you have any, jot them down, and then we'll ask you guys for your questions at the end. So welcome to the Zoom. Go ahead, Amy.
Hey, everybody. My name's Amy, and super excited to share tonight. So I think one of the most important tips that I could give you is to just be bold about sharing that you've joined Plexus. Don't be afraid about it. You have a story to tell, and only you can tell that story. And I think a lot of people are scared to talk to other people because they don't have a story yet, and they say, I haven't gotten to the end of my journey or whatever. And I think that we just need to remember we're all on a journey, and we're all always going to be on a journey. And so you're never going to get to the end until your journey is done, so our story is constantly evolving, it's constantly changing, and that's a beautiful thing. So a really great way to start is even before your products have arrived, or if your product's already here, you can totally do this. Take a picture of it, take a picture of you holding it, whatever, be creative. And then just write a post. Actually, I think Renee had just posted this on our team page, to make your first post on Facebook, and just something around like this. So excited to start this Plexus journey that my friend, and then put your name of your sponsor in there, told me about. It's all natural health supplement that gave her more energy, better sleep, better gut health, and helped her feel better. Who wants to try this with me? Super short, super concise. Talk about what it did. Those words are just, an idea. You can change it around to make it say what you want. Like maybe your friend, it didn't help her with that, but maybe it helped her with something else. Maybe it helped her lose 50 pounds. I don't know, whatever you want to say. Actually, you can't say 50 pounds, but, so keep the wording kind of, compliant. If you're not sure, just ask your sponsor. Don't be afraid not to post because you're not sure of wording. Just write it out, send it in a message to your sponsor. Is this okay? And they'll say, sure, just change this word if they need to. Otherwise, you're good to go. But just don't let fear keep you from sharing, because something that really struck me when I first started was two things. If you don't share, somebody else will. And another thing is that, you don't know along your journey who is going to be helped. So if you wait 3 months, if you wait 6 months, if you wait a year, just think of all the people who are going to getting worse and worse and worse and worse because they had no idea like you were doing Plexus. I've actually contacted people and they're like, oh, actually I'm already an ambassador. I was like, really? I had no idea, because you've never said anything, so let people know you're that person. Like, you are the person to go to, and don't be afraid of that. So that's my tip.
Awesome. I love that. Yes. And I think along with that, when we have fear, I've found for myself, if there is something that you're afraid of, action is always what takes care of my fear. If that is going to find a Diamond documentary video to watch, or reaching out to my sponsor and saying, you know, does this sound okay? Like Amy said, and I'm just going to give a shout out to Rachel. She's on here. Rachel has done that multiple times with me and her. So she's my level 2, with me and Joanna, who's her level 1. And every time that we've been able to kind of like collaborate and maybe help each other word things differently, you've had a positive result. Is that right? Give me a thumbs. Yeah. And so that's so fun and exciting, because sometimes it just takes an other set of eyes to like look over something and pick something out or reword something. And that's what's so great about a team like this, where we can help each other and then celebrate with each other when there's a great victory in that. So Amber, I have you up next.
Yep.
Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Okay. All right. Well, my name is Amber Hutchins, and so the thing I told MJ that I wanted to talk about was cold contacts, because this has been the hardest for me. So this is what I wanted to talk about. And so in the beginning, we encourage you to make a list, and we call that your Frank's list. So that's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, your kids, friends, parents, strangers. So basically everybody in the entire world that you know, that you think could benefit from Plexus, which is everybody that you know, because everyone could benefit from Plexus. Make a list of those people, and then just start going through it each day. And whether that's one person a day or 3 to 5 people a day. And yeah, like in the beginning, especially, like cold messaging freaked me out. And honestly, like it still makes me nervous. But many of you guys know Michael, who's on our Zoom tonight, Michael Hood. And for those of you newbies who don't know my history with her, I always love to share that Michael was my very first cold contact ever. And I've known her since we were little girls. She's one of my best friends. But I was still so nervous to reach out and to talk to her about Plexus. And now she's a rock star on my team. I mean, it took her a year to actually get on board and just decide to do it. But now she's a rock star on my team. And anytime that I'm sitting there staring at a name on my list, like, oh, I don't know. I remember doing the exact same thing with Michael. Like, she's skinny, she's crunchy granola, she doesn't even put dressing on her salad, she doesn't need these products. And yet to hear her now talk about the blessing that these products have been in her life, the blessing that the business has been, I mean, she motivates me to do my cold contacts. It doesn't take the fear away, but it certainly motivates me to push past that fear and to do it anyways. So my 3 tips about cold messaging people is, so the first one, you guys want to get a pen and paper to write this down. This is going to blow your mind. The first one is do it. Just do it. It's really funny to not be able to hear you guys, but I can see your responses. I kind of feel like I'm talking to myself, which, yeah. Anyways, I see y'all laughing, but I can't hear anything. Anyways, and so do it. And then the second one is be personal and real. So when I cold message someone, I tell them, hey, I'm nervous to do this. You know, this is awkward. I don't want to be that weird network marketing person. I just say that. And maybe that's not the most professional in the world, but that's who I am. That's how I am. That's the approach I want to take. If you're more professional and don't want to tell that to people, fine. Like, do you, but be personal and be real. And then the third thing for me with cold messaging is, and I worded it this way because this is what it kind of feels like to me. I said, don't build a superficial sandwich. So I feel like, and you guys will all get this, as we message people, of course, our relationship with these different ones on our list are going to be different. So of course, if it's a family member or a close friend, like when I messaged Michael, I'm not going to be like, hey girl, you want to try Plexus? Of course, like she's a good friend of mine and we're in we were in contact often. So of course, when I messaged her, I'm like, hey girl, how are you? You know, how's the family doing? How are the kids? You know, how are things with Ron's job? Blah, blah, blah. But I feel like that if it's someone that you haven't had that you don't really have contact with a lot, and you're just friends on Facebook, you like each other's post every now and then, I don't know, like, and maybe this is just totally like a thing for me, but I've talked to enough people that I think it is a source of irritation for a lot of people. I feel like that if you message someone and you're all like, hey girl, how are you? I miss you. Let's get together soon. And then you go off on your little Plexus spiel. I feel like people are like, right? Like, you don't miss me. You don't want to get together with me. You haven't even thought of me like for the last 20 years until you went to do your Plexus list. And now all of a sudden you miss me and want to get together with me. And that's one of the number one reasons why I think network marketing has just has put a negative taste in people's mouth, because no one likes to feel used. None of us like to feel used, right? And we've all been on the receiving end of those kind of messages where we're like, don't act like you're suddenly interested in a relationship with me. If someone wants to contact me and tell me about their business, fine, but don't build that superficial sandwich, right? Of, hey girl, how are you? I love you, blah, blah, blah. And then stick your little business spiel in there, right? And then end it with a bunch of other fluffiness. And so I feel like that's important. And the same thing, like when you reach out to people for a coffee date or lunch date, don't get together with them and then, you know, pull out your PowerPoint presentation and your brochures and your trifold poster thing, you know, and start giving them your whole Plexus presentation. Nothing wrong with meeting with someone for coffee or lunch to talk about Plexus, but tell them up front, hey, there's a business opportunity I'd love to share with you. Hey, I've been using these all natural supplements. I'd love to share them with you. So be upfront with people, because none of us likes to feel that we are just a potential customer to someone or a point, right, on a chart to someone. We have to remember that people are people first, and their feelings matter. And so those are things that that I have found helpful. And so, yeah, so I just feel like with people that I don't really have that personal relationship with, when I message them, I'm just kind of like, you know, straight through the front door. Like, hey girl, hope your summer's going well. Hey, you know, I just wanted to throw out to you, maybe you've been seeing my Plexus post. Is that something that interests you at all? And so I think people appreciate that more if you don't really have that personal relationship with them to, you know, to talk about all the other stuff. So that's my thing. Do it, be personal and real, and don't build a superficial sandwich with people. So.
Awesome. I love that. And I love those reminders. And the superficial sandwich, I never thought of it that way. That's so brilliant. And just hearing you like explain how you felt when people kind of prospected you by kind of the fluff, like you said, actually just kind of gave me goosebumps. So I was like, I know how that feels, and I don't want to be that person, but I am here to say you don't have to be that person. And I really know that, if you have the heart to really help others, and remember that these are people with stories, and you want to be stay very humble about that, then they'll feel that from you as well. And I think, obviously, the numbers that we're seeing on our team, somebody's doing something right, and I just love that. So I love those 3 points. Awesome. Maybe we'll put some of those points. Well, we're going to be recording this for people to watch, but maybe we'll have like a post with some of those recaps in it later on, because I just think that's really, really good. Thank you, Amber. All right, Renee, I have you up next.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am Renee Wallace. I guess a couple things I wanted to talk to you about was, number one, setting your goal. And I think it's really easy for us to set our goal and say, oh, I want to be silver, or whatever your goal is. But we can't just stop there. Like, you have to decide what your action's going to be. Every week when I sit down and I know my goal already for July, so then I sit down and say, okay, what do I need to do this week? And actually make action to go with it. So is that messaging 5 people a day? Is that messaging 20 people a day? I don't know what that is for you, but you need to decide what the action is going to be to go along with it. And also besides that, I would say maybe even if it's Zooms, if you're doing Zooms, okay, how many Zooms do I want to do a month? And then thinking about, well, and I just thought even with the Zooms, again, like, okay, well, how many people do I want? Like what I decided this month was how many people do I actually literally want to talk to this month, be in front of, whether that's on a group chat or a Zoom. I'm sort of big on Zooms, not really so big on group chats, but absolutely. I mean, do whatever works for you. But I love Zooms because I feel like you get to see people's faces, their expressions, you get to connect with them. I think you build better relationships that way. But that's just my personal opinion. And then I would also say, like, your why definitely needs to be, you have to know what your why is, first of all. Like, I clearly know my why, and it's big enough for me to say, this is absolutely why I'm doing this. There's no doubt in my mind why I get up every day and do what I do, and I love what I'm doing, but I also have a big why for it. And then you've probably heard me talk about Jill Renfro and her video, and if you have not seen it, I highly encourage you to watch it. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, feel free to message me or something. I would be happy to let you know. But some of the things, that was a game changer for me. Her video literally was the game changer. I sat and watched that one night and was just like, what am I doing? Like, why not? I have this incredible opportunity here to change everything for others and for our family. And so a couple of my tips from that just keep me focused every day is keep your blinders on. Like, stay focused on what you're doing, blinders on, and stay in your lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't be looking to the left. I just had this talk with my son last night, even about colleges, and don't be looking to the left. Don't be looking to the right. Don't worry about if somebody else has got their college offer or if somebody else is doing something else in Plexus. You have your journey and your path that you're on, and you need to follow it. And that's, just stay in your lane. And then big, bold words. Like, you should be speaking those over yourself every day. And, it sounds sort of silly, like when you might first start it, but like, Amy was awesome about this, sending a YouTube video to us, and I'm in love with that thing now. I'm playing it all the time because, it starts out talking about you're a champion, like there's champion in my blood, I bleed champion, and I mean, it's just, you can't not be pumped up after you watch this thing. And it makes you want to be speaking those big, bold words over yourself. So I really encourage you to be listening to motivational things, reading motivational things, and speaking those big, bold words over your life. And then pray big, because, we need to be praying like it all depends on God. And the final step, I would say, is your action. Like, we need to be praying like it depends on God, but we need to work like it depends on us. I can't sit here every day and pray and pray and pray and not do anything. We still have to do the work, and it's a fun work, but it is work. So those are sort of some of my tips. And what else? There was something else I wanted to say too. Like, I think sometimes, like, we get caught up in, again, like looking in somebody else's lane and like, oh, well, look how fast they're going now, or look at what they're doing. And it's your journey. Like, I started this business last year and then sat for 9 months, basically. I posted a little, and, I was busy homeschooling, but that was about the extent of it. And then I finally just watched that video and was like, like I said, that's when it clicked. And I was just like, what am I doing? Like, so, and once the mindset was there for me, then I was like, I'm doing silver this week. And my mind had shifted, and I was about the task. Like, I was messaging 20 people a day, and I was serious. Like, I am not letting up. And that's sort of even with gold. Like, all right, gold's my next goal, and I'm doing this. And so I think my last thing I would highly encourage you is to be duplicatable. Don't reinvent the wheel. Like, there's such a good system here in place, and be very teachable. Listen to when your upline's trying to encourage you and show you. Trust that that system works and be duplicatable, because that's what's going to grow for you. Like when your team can watch you and go, oh, well, I can do that. And then now you've got this great system just sort of flowing, just because everybody's duplicatable, and that's what we want. So those are my tips.
Awesome. And Renee does this, guys, with 10 children. So there's very little excuse here for the rest of us. She fits it in, but she fits it in a way that is working obviously very well. Another thing, I don't think I posted this in the team page, but I posted it in the golds chat. She hit gold at the end of last month, but she has 5 silvers under her, which is, to some of you who are new, you may not understand exactly what that means, but just trust me when I say that means that she is being duplicatable. What she's doing, other people are obviously being able to do, or like it's very easy for them to do. She's showing them how, and that really is what we want this to be for everybody. It's just to be something everybody can do, because we know you can. So I love that. Thank you, Renee. I love the quote too: pray like it depends on God and work like it depends on me. It's just to wake up every morning and realize that. So thank you for that. All right, Michael, I have you up next.
Okay. Fabulous. All right. Well, I'm taking notes from what everybody's saying. So I love to hear from all of these fabulous leaders. We have such a great team, don't we? And I think that this team atmosphere is one of the greatest blessings of Plexus. So I'm like, plug in and utilize. My thing is, don't reinvent the wheel. Renee just talked about that. But first of all, I would ask you guys, so there's a difference between interest and there's a difference between commitment. And I believe that the missing piece, a lot of us are interested in doing this business, right? We're interested, we see that there's possibility, but we aren't fully committed. We haven't drawn that line in the sand yet. We're still in the interest realm. So I believe that the missing piece between interest, getting you from interest to commitment, is your belief. So I want to encourage you, like the other lady said, and that could be 40 minutes, so I won't go there, but build your belief. If you don't have belief on your own yet, borrow it from us. Borrow it from a Diamond documentary. Borrow it from someone, but work on your mindset, like Renee said. Work on that belief, and that's the piece that takes you from interest, kind of dabbling in a little bit, posting here and there, to commitment, where I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay off that emotional roller coaster. That's my second point too. Stay off of that, you guys. I think when I watched one of the Diamonds talk about that when I first started, that up and down, oh, somebody wants to do it and change their life. Fabulous. Everything's going great. Oh no, she changed her mind. Oh, I can't do this business. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can. You guys get it, right? This is a people business. It's so real. That's just how it is. But we have to commit to discipline our mindset that we are not going to let all of that emotions dictate our lives or our business. If you have a 9-to-5 job, a regular job, and you don't feel like getting up and going, you still go, right? And this is the same way. Even if we don't feel like doing the work, being committed, everyday consistency, we still do it because we're professionals and we're not going to live by our emotions. All right. So emotions are a wonderful gift from God. And I say, get all excited and then make your phone call, but don't live by them and don't base your business on them. We have facts and stats that are awesome in this business. So get that belief, borrow it, and take yourself from interest to commitment. Get your line in the sand and decide if this is what you're doing or are you just playing. Okay. So that's the first step. Your why needs to be solid. Your belief needs to be solid. You need to get committed. But then utilize your upline. That's what we're here for you. Put us in 3-way chats. You don't need to know it all. I had no idea what a microbiome was a year ago. Did anybody else? I've never heard of that word. I had no idea what methylation was. I really thought that's what Joe Bob did in his garage next door, the stuff that's illegal. Like, I didn't know any of that stuff. And I just called my friends and was like, I'm doing some kind of probiotic thing that is working for people in these areas, and I'm super excited about it. And that was it, you guys. That's all I knew. Okay, so you don't have to know it all. Utilize us, stick us in 3-way chats. Zooms are my favorite. Renee touched on that because it's so personal. We love to share our stories, and it's just the next best thing to sitting over coffee. So my biggest tip for getting silver is to get your people on Zooms. That's probably my number one biggest tip because it's personable. We can share enthusiasm. It's felt, you know, they can feel our heart for it. Okay, here's a couple stats. You don't need to know it all. You can be successful. And I'm kind of a bottom line person. So did you guys know across the board in every network marketing company, to go to the top, to be diamond, whatever the top is, most of those people have personally sponsored anywhere from 30 to 50. That's the average. Of those 30 to 50, around 10 people kind of ish work the business. And then normally 2 to 3 are committed. They've got that line in the sand. They're going the distance. They're off that emotional roller coaster. 2 to 3 people. So that's the stats. That's how I know that each one of you guys can be successful in this, because it's not rocket science. We don't have to reinvent anything. We just have to share what we love and utilize the tools of your upline to do that. If you don't utilize the tools that we give you, you're going to get burnt out. If your team and your people see you doing everything on your own, they're going to think, well, I can't do that. I don't have time to make all this stuff. So utilize what we've given you and don't burn yourself out, because that happens really quick. That's probably the other thing. If you're utilizing the support network, you're not going to get burnt out. You're going to keep going. And okay, so that's pretty much, I could talk all night, so I'll just stop there. And then, do you want me to go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do you want me to introduce Annette?
Yes, for sure.
So, and I asked Annette to jump on here tonight with us because Annette is an amazing leader, clearly. She has levels 1, 2, and 3, and every single new person who joins her team have their convenience orders in place. So this lady has a fabulous story and believes in these products because, well, I'll let her share, but I just wanted her to share how she's doing that, and her whole team, 100% convenience orders in place. I think that's fabulous. So, Annette, welcome.
Hi, my name's Annette, and let's see, I've been doing Plexus since December, and Michael hounded me for a little while there to get me going. She says I'm the hardest person she got to sign up because every time I go to sign up, there would be some kind of glitch. 3 months it took me to get the system to work for me. So. Yeah. I can't say that I honestly have a system to keep my people's convenience orders on, other than everybody who knows me knows that I love a good deal. And for the first 2 months that I did Plexus, I did not have my convenience order on, and I lost making money off of myself. So when I talk to my people, I never sell it as you need your convenience order on so that you can make money off of other people. I put it as you need your convenience order on so that you make money off of what you buy personally. Because I'm this huge coupon person and I hate to pay full price for anything. So it's like this really great extra little coupon bonus that I get. So I have just personally shared with my people before I ever talk to them about sharing with others about the importance of your convenience order so that you can make money off of yourself, if nobody else. Because I tell them, I said, it's a coupon. It's a built-in coupon. And then if nothing else, it at least pays. That's my grandson. If nothing else, it at least pays, you know, a little bit towards the cost of your shipping or your tax. So I can't say I have a secret other than I'm just personable about it, and I make it about what they're going to say for themselves, not about the business, because most of my people are not even interested in sharing whatsoever with anybody. So I'm just happy that they're taking it for themselves. So I want them not to miss out what they can buy for themselves. So that's really about all there is for me. That, and they see me. I mean, they see the difference that it's had in my life, because almost everybody under me knows me personally and knows my story and knows where I've come from. And, you know, they don't want to miss a month of their products. That's the other thing I stress, is to get your convenience order in. You don't want to stop what you're doing. You don't want to stop the progress. You want to keep it going. So that's kind of it.
Yeah. So really, to recap that, she really basically is just being upfront, number one, with her story. And number two, being upfront with what the products can do, that they take consistency, and why having a consistent order coming in the next month might make you be consistent in taking your products in the current month. And I think about what Lori Welsh says. So back when I joined and when Lori joined, she's one of our diamond uplines, for those of you who haven't really met her yet, but very, very smart on the business end of it. We had to have a convenience order in place in order to be an active ambassador, in order to get paid, in order to be ranking and all of that. We had to have a convenience order in place. There wasn't an option. And she says she truly and honestly does not believe that she would have the business that she has today as a diamond in the company if she would not have had to have that convenience order on, because she said, I am an outgoing, kind of distracted person that would not have thought about ordering products in time if her convenience order was not on. Therefore, she would not have had the success that she had in her health if her convenience order wasn't on. So it's, and I think as ambassadors, it is up to us how we project that onto our newbies, how we project that onto the ones that we're joining on. It's like a subscribe and save, exactly like Annette said. You get back on that. So yeah, I love that. And I can't wait. They're actually going to rephrase that to be subscriptions here sometime this summer. So that'll be fun because everybody kind of understands the whole subscription thing. There's lots and lots of companies that are doing that. This has been awesome. And guys, we kept it under 40 minutes. So I think we all need yeah, exactly. A great big round of applause for that. But basically just to kind of recap. So first post, and like Amy mentioned, even before your products come, that can be a post that you put up, posting consistently. I would say when people look at your Facebook wall, do they understand who you are, both in things that you're passionate about outside of Plexus, but that Plexus is a part of it, but that it's not just Plexus. It's not like you're vomiting Plexus every single day, all day. I would say every day you should be posting a little bit about Plexus, but mixing that in with your other life, because it's just another part of you that people are getting to know. Love that. And then for Amber, she talked about, let me see my notes here. Yes, cold messaging and how getting over the fear of that, but then also how to be real in that when you're reaching out to those people on your list, having that list in the first place to go back to when you're not sure who to reach out to, going through your friends list and looking to see, who the people are on your list that aren't taking Plexus, don't know about it yet. I love that. Renee, staying in your lane, goal setting. Goal setting is something that I feel is often underestimated because, sometimes it's easier just to, we'll see what happened and see where we're at the end of the month. But, and I have to say, Renee is very inspirational to me. And when she has a goal, by golly, she's going to get there. And last month, it was a little bit like birthing a baby there at the end, but she did it. And it was so fun to celebrate. So that was, I love that. And then Michael, not reinventing the wheel, using what we already have in place. And what we have in place really is coming from our upline and the way they've done it. So, using what we have, using our Zooms. If you don't know how to do that, asking questions. There are literally no dumb questions in Plexus. Please, please, please feel safe to ask us anything you need to, how did you do this? How do I do this? And all of that. And then Annette, I love that, just being very honest and real to your downline about what a convenience order is, why that's something they want in place for them, making it about them, because it really and ultimately is, and helping them understand why that would be important and why they would want that. So really quickly, are there any questions? I can unmute you. If you have a question, you want to raise your hand, I can unmute you. If you know how to do that yourself, that's fine. Let's just take about 4 minutes, and then we'll shut this off. Anybody have any questions at all? Either we gave a lot of information or we did a good job covering it all. One thing I did want to say, again, for those of you that are new, when we say going silver, obviously you can go silver for the first time, and that's when you get the bonus. But we also recommend going silver every month, because as an ambassador, as somebody that's working the business, you don't want to stop working. You want to just keep reaching out. You want those level ones to be wide. You want a lot of them. And so when we say going silver again, that's basically what it means, just bringing 3 more people on to your team. So, but the first time that you hit it's really fun, obviously.
And I just wanted to mention that, whoops, sorry, hold on. That there's a double bonus this month, which is really cool. So if you haven't seen that, that's usually it's $100 bonus, and it's 2.
Mm-hmm. And as an ambassador, if you help a level 1 go silver, you get a $50 bonus.
Yeah.
And if you add 3, either being the first time or the second time, you get put into my drawing of the iPad. So it is a wonderful month to go silver. I love it, Bree. Awesome. Well, if there's not anybody else that has questions, I don't want to hold you guys all evening. And I have actually a birthday party to go to, which is fun. So anybody else have anything at all? Perfect. Then I'm going to shut this down. I'll put the recording up on the team page. If you have downline or sidelines that you know would enjoy this, you can go ahead and tag them in the comments. If for those of you that shared, if you want to make a post kind of, or either comment with some of the giveaways that you had, like the 1, 2, and 3 points, you can put them either in a post. I loved what you guys said. I think it'd be very helpful, or in the comment section. So thank you guys for joining us. I hope everybody has a great evening, and stay dry. It's rainy here where I'm at.
Yeah, it's about to storm here. Thanks, MJ.
Awesome. Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.